Alright, what we're going to do today is we're going to do some domain cloaking, otherwise known as the DNS Super Shield, if you're part of WP Superheroes. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to cloak a domain. This is what all major websites do. IT guys have been on the web for 20 years. They know that if you cloak a domain, you can stop 80–90% of all malicious traffic immediately. Maybe even 98%. Like, it's way up there. But it stops all the robots that are blasting at you because they produce these shields out there by the general network IT providers of the United States, and they tell us where the major malicious traffic is coming from. And when you have this access to this data and you have a domain cloak on top of your DNS, your website doesn't get hit by any of it. There's a shield over the top of your website, and your website is basically sitting there beautiful and safe and pretty, like kind of like under that bubble, which was in that Stephen King movie miniseries. But basically, that's what your website is, under an impenetrable bubble. And after that, all that's left is targeted attacks, which we can lock up in a few simple ways. So this is domain cloaking. We're going to get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is log into Cloudflare. And inside of Cloudflare, here's our domains. We're going to add a new domain inside of here. It's going to be a new one, and it's going to be called Colorado Lenders. We're going to go on a free plan. Continue. Go change your name servers to this. So we go over to our registrar. All right, here we are. It's a GoDaddy. We're managing it. And now we need to change the DNS. Really? So now I can manage my DNS from here. Isn't that interesting? Here's the A record. We're going to change basically the name servers. I'm going to put custom name servers in here. And these are our name servers. Copy this one over. I'm going to copy this Cloudflare name server over here. It's now going to import all of these other values that are existing here onto Cloudflare. We're waiting. We're waiting. That's it. They've been imported. These are all the same DNS records that were already set right here. And now over here, this looks like it's still going through. And it's still not official. So it'll be tested soon. That's it. That's how we set up a DNS shield on, otherwise known as domain cloaking, or IP cloaking over here on Cloudflare.
So the Cloudflare, that is the Cloak.
Yes.
Okay.
Cloudflare is the Cloak, and from that point, the difference is if we go over to Terminal, and we open up Terminal, what we're going to see is if you're trying to dig something, let's say we're going to dig a Vail Memorial Park right now. here's everything that, or we're going to dig at, it's going to dig at this website, which is Colorado Lenders. Then there it is. There's all this information out there. And the important information, you can see, is this right here. This tells you where your website is at. Now, let's say we dig at our website. That's what you see now. So when people are scanning with nests of like hack bots and like throwing their malicious hooks out there into the world, they're going through numbers and IPs, but a lot of times they're going through top-level domains. And if they can't get resolved, because if the traffic's coming from these countries or locations that are not considered safe, there's a network out there that knows it's not safe. Cloudflare is part of that network, and it shields that traffic from hitting your website. It won't actually load your website. Nothing comes through. So let's say I'm in the Ukraine, and I'm right next to this building where all this malicious traffic is coming from, so I'm using their same traffic. If I were to hit it, nothing will come through. A lot of times people are using IP switchers of one type or another to try to hit traffic. And they're switching their IP from like 3 or 4 different places, and then they're running malicious traffic through bouncing it off these mirrors before it hits things, because it makes it harder to trace where it's coming from. That kind of stuff can all get stopped. So yeah, it stops like 98% of all malicious traffic gets stopped by shielding it and using this network that exists out there to shield from malicious traffic. And this is the only way to do it, is to set up this DNS shield with us. WP Superheroes.